be honest. How many trading videos have you watched where everything made sense, yet your account still looks like it's on life support? You're not failing because you don't know enough. You're failing because no one ever taught you how your mind sabotages every good setup you see. You keep clicking play, hoping this video will be different, but the strategy was never the problem. Your reactions, your impulses, your emotional triggers, that's what's been trading your account. Let's stop pretending for a second. If watching trading videos actually made people profitable, your account wouldn't still be bleeding. You don't need another setup, another indicator, or another game changing strategy. You need to understand why you keep sabotaging the ones you already know. This video is going to expose the uncomfortable truth most traders avoid. Under pressure, your brain panics. Your nervous system takes over and logic leaves the building. In the next few minutes, I'm breaking down the exact mental blind spot that keeps you stuck in the same losing loop. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee why nothing else has worked. So stay watching or keep doing what you've been doing and expecting a different result. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Benjamin Franklin. All right, here's the hard truth most traders avoid. The biggest obstacle between you and consistency isn't the market, it's you. But no worries, I'm identifying 4 internal pain points that quietly block traders like you from leveling up. And for each one, I'm giving you 4 layered solutions: evolutionary, psychological, cultural, and faith-based. This isn't soft, this is surgical. Let's go. Pain point number 1. You react instead of respond. You don't lose money because the setup failed. You lose money because you panicked. Think about how many times price pulls back slightly. Nothing in your plan has been violated, yet your finger is already hovering over the sell button. Your heart rate jumps, your shoulders tense, and suddenly you're managing risk by exiting early, only to watch price run exactly where you originally planned. That wasn't bad analysis. That was your nervous system confusing uncertainty with danger. But to understand why this keeps happening, we have to go deeper than discipline. From an evolutionary standpoint, your brain is doing its job too well. Sudden movement equals threat. Fast candles trigger the same fear as being chased or attacked. The market doesn't need to hurt you physically to activate survival mode. It only needs unpredictability. That's why your logic disappears the moment volatility increases, which leads us here. If this is biological, yelling at yourself to be disciplined will never work. Psychologically, reactivity shows up when emotions are unnamed and unmanaged. A trader who can't say, "I'm afraid of giving this profit back," ends up acting it out instead. For example, instead of honoring a stop or target, they micromanage the trade until it collapses. The solution isn't suppressing emotion, it's slowing the moment long enough to recognize it. Awareness creates space. Space creates choice. But now comes the part most trading channels won't say out loud. For many Black traders, reactivity is layered with generational hypervigilance. Historically, staying alert meant staying alive. Quick reactions were rewarded. Stillness was dangerous. But the market flips that script. Hypervigilance costs money. Learning to stay calm in the trade is not weakness, it's unlearning survival patterns that no longer serve you financially. And that brings us to the deepest layer of all. Faith reminds us that peace is not optional, it's foundational. When you act from anxiety, you're acting as if everything depends on this moment. Stillness before action is a spiritual discipline. Waiting does not mean you missed God. It often means you trusted Him with His timing. Now let's move on to the next internal block, because even calm traders can still sabotage themselves. Pain point number 2, you don't trust yourself. You hesitate, override your plan, or abandon it halfway through. You see your setup clearly, then you second guessed it. You enter late just to be safe. Or worse, you exit early because a Twitter post or YouTube comment shook your confidence. Later, when price hits your original target, the frustration isn't about money, it's about self-betrayal. This isn't about strategy hopping, it's about trust erosion. Evolutionary, humans look to the group when uncertain. In trading, that turns into signal addiction. The brain wants reassurance, but confidence doesn't come from more opinions. It comes from repetition. Doing the same thing over and over teaches your brain that you are a reliable source, which naturally leads to the psychological layer. Psychologically, self-trust is broken every time you promise yourself you'll follow rules and you don't. Traders rebuild trust the same way relationships heal, through consistency. One rule followed today is more powerful than 10 rules ignored tomorrow. You don't need confidence, you need evidence. But let's be honest, this doubt didn't come from nowhere. For many Black traders, self-doubt is inherited. We are often taught to question our instincts in systems not built for us. That internalized doubt shows up as constantly seeking confirmation. Trading becomes revolutionary when you decide your judgment is valid, even before it's perfect. And finally, the faith layer closes the loop. Faith teaches that if you are called to steward something, you are equipped to handle it. Trusting yourself is not arrogance, it's alignment. When you doubt your discernment, you quietly question the preparation behind it. Now let's talk about a behavior that destroys even confident traders. Pain point number 3, you chase instead of wait. You know better and still jump in late. Price starts moving and suddenly your plan doesn't matter anymore. You enter because it's running, only to get stopped out on a pullback you were supposed to wait for. That sting isn't just financial, it's emotional regret. So let's pause here, because chasing isn't impatience, it's programming. Evolution wired us for scarcity. Miss the opportunity, and it might not come back. That mindset works in the wild, but not in the markets. The trader who waits isn't missing out, they're conserving energy. Opportunities are abundant, capital is not, which opens the psychological door. Chasing is dopamine driven. Anticipation feels rewarding even more than profit. That's why boring trades make money and exciting trades drain accounts. Emotional neutrality is the goal. If you feel rushed, you're already late. But there's a deeper historical urgency here. For Black communities, opportunity has often been rare and fleeting. That urgency seeps into trading behavior. Waiting can feel unsafe, but the market is one of the few systems where patience actually multiplies outcome. Choosing to wait is choosing abundance over survival. And faith reframes waiting entirely. What's meant for you does not require panic. Timing is protection. If the trade forces you to rush, it's not aligned. Waiting is not denial, it's discernment.
Pause. Before you scroll, before you open another chart, before you take the next trade, just pause for one moment. And first, I want to genuinely thank you for watching this channel. Because if you're here, chances are you're trying to figure this market out. And that alone takes courage. Trading is exciting when it's working. But when it's not, it can feel frustrating, confusing, and even a little defeating. You study indicators, you watch videos, you try to follow strategies, but somehow the market still moves in ways that leave you thinking, why did it reverse right after I entered? Why does it hit my stop and then go exactly where I thought it would? Well, let me say something that many trading channels won't tell you. Most traders aren't struggling because they lack intelligence. They're struggling because they're trying to trade without clear levels and structure. They're reacting emotionally instead of preparing strategically. That's exactly why I created our free trading community. Inside the group, I share the exact SPY levels I'm watching for the next trading day, the areas where the market is most likely to react. These levels give you something every trader needs but rarely has: clarity. Instead of guessing, you're prepared. Instead of chasing, you're patient. Instead of trading fearfully, you're trading with structure. And the best part, it's completely free. So if you want access to tomorrow's SPY levels and a community of traders learning to approach the market with discipline and confidence, join the free group in the description below. Then come back here and comment levels so I can personally welcome you into the community. You don't have to navigate the market alone. Let's trade with clarity.
Now we reach the most dangerous pain point of all. Pain point number 4. You use the market to prove something. This is where trading becomes emotional warfare. A loss doesn't just hurt, it feels personal. So you jump back in to make it back, not because the setup is there, but because your ego is bruised. Now the market isn't data, it's a courtroom, and you're fighting for your worth. This is no longer trading. This is identity entanglement. Evolutionary status equals survival. Losing threatens identity. When your self-worth is tied to outcomes, objectivity disappears. Detachment is the upgrade. Seeing trades as feedback, not verdicts, which psychology explains clearly. Revenge trading is often shame-driven. Loss activates old stories. I should be better than this. Healing begins when performance is separated from identity. You can lose money without losing yourself. But for Black traders, the weight is heavier. In a society that constantly questions Black competence, success can feel like defense. Trading becomes proof instead of process. But the market doesn't care about proving anything. It only rewards consistency. You don't need to validate brilliance. You need to execute. And faith settles this once and for all. Your worth was never up for debate. When identity is rooted in something unshakable, losses lose their emotional leverage. Trading from wholeness, not hunger, creates patience, clarity, and restraint. If this video is hitting a little too close to home, I want you to know something first. You're not broken. Struggling in trading doesn't mean you're incapable or undisciplined. It means you've been trying to solve an internal problem with external information. And that's not a personal failure. It's a gap no one ever showed you how to bridge. So many traders quietly carry frustration, confusion, and self-doubt after watching video after video that should have helped but didn't. That emotional weight builds over time, and eventually trading stops feeling hopeful and starts feeling heavy. If that's where you are right now, you're not alone. And you don't have to figure this out by yourself. That's exactly why I created the resource guide linked in the comments. It's not another strategy or hype-filled promise. It's a grounded, practical companion designed to help you slow down, reflect, and finally understand why you react the way you do in the market and what to do differently next time. This guide gives you the space to pause instead of panic, to observe instead of judge, and to build awareness without shame. It helps you connect the dots between your emotions, your nervous system, and your trading behavior. Because real growth starts with understanding, not criticism. You don't need to overhaul everything today. You don't need to be perfect. You just need one small supportive step in the right direction. Downloading the guide is that step, a quiet decision to stop fighting yourself and start working with yourself. If you've been waiting for something that actually speaks to what you're experiencing on the inside, this is for you. No pressure, no urgency. Just an invitation to give yourself tools that honor both your goals and your humanity. When you're ready, click the link in the comments and download the resource guide. You deserve peace, clarity, and progress. And this is a powerful place to begin. And if this message helped you even a little, imagine how many traders out there are struggling in silence just like you. If you really want to level up, share this video with someone who's grinding, frustrated, and wondering why nothing is clicking yet. Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe, not for the algorithm, but so we can build a space where traders stop competing in isolation and start growing together. The more we support each other, the more we level the playing field. You're not behind. You're right on time. You've got this. Peace and blessings, Dr. O.